Here we are back where I'm going to change this turnout, the right one, to a left turnout here, and change this siding to the other side. And you'll notice that this is marked. This is the feeder that I have for the Union Station Freight feeder number 8, so I can track it underneath. So what I'll have to do is desolder it here on both sides, then move it over to here, and this will still be USF-08 when I move it over here. So what I'll do next is to remove the track, put some new roadbed down, and go from there. And this one is 1.5 inches on center because I need to be able to get my hand in there since it's going to be freight cars. So I'll do that 1.5 inches over here. Now this one will end up being a little shorter because I don't have quite as much room over here, but that's fine. I still got plenty of room for cars. Now the reason I'm moving this is because the new building, which is back in the house, I'm going to step down for a minute, is 125 millimeters wide because it has not only just the structure of the building, but it has the docks on both sides. So there is roughly 125 millimeters. So I may have to carve up a little bit of this roadbed here too, but it'll fit in here. And the width is fine. It's just the depth. And when I originally planned this, I hadn't figured on what I was going to do with the Santa Fe Freight House. So that's why I'm making a change. And this is the absolute last Peco left-hand turnout I have. Everything else is curved right hands, and they don't do me any good up here. So, but anyway, that's the next part. So I'll get to working on this, and I'll show you the result afterwards. Back just for a short one. This is my mobile soldering rig. It's on a little roll-around cabinet, and I typically just keep it on here. And I've really enjoyed using this weller that's got adjustable controls here. And for using the track, I usually set it on 3.5 for doing the soldering for the feeders, and when I'm doing DCC stuff, it'll be down around 3. So, but anyway, it's been pretty reliable. I use these for if I'm going to, in fact, since I'm going to desolder it, I put these on the track, or even when I solder, to kind of draw the heat away from the either where I'm soldering or desoldering, and I found that over the years that works pretty good. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm waiting for this thing to heat up, and then I'll do that, and then we'll go from there. Bye. Okay, got the track pulled up, and here's the turnout. One of the things I never do is solder the turnouts. So where on, if I can find a joint, well, this is a joint here. All straight track or curved track is soldered on this layout. But I do not solder turnouts to this side, just so I can change things. Now, because I use power routing Pecos, I have to use insulated rail joiners on each end. So, and you'll see here it is here's the track that I took off, and there they are, and they work pretty good. And they're actually Atlas because I can see them. The trouble with the Pecos is they're kind of small and they don't always break the power. So the Atlas have kind of a vertical bump in it that actually will block the power going into these tracks. So that's why I got to have separate feeders for these. But anyway, So I got to pull this up here and then measure out where it is and put that stuff down. So that's what's next. So after removing the old track and cleaning this up, I just gently put this in location to get where the center line was. Then I kind of drew a line, even though it's a little wider, but I mean it's close. And then here's the straight line. For the center line, it's 1.5 inches from the center of this track. So I glue this down. I use, right now I've been using tacky glue because it'll set up a little faster. Then I use these push pins, which I've had for the layout. A lot of them are broken now, but that's what I use to hold it down. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the other half in, and then I'll just let that dry, and then I can put the track back in and drill the holes for the feeder, and we'll go from there. Bye. The new road bed is glued down and held in place with tacks. It needs to dry maybe 30-40 minutes. Then I'll come back, probably do a little bit of painting to cover this up, and then paint that, and before I lay the track. But that's where we are right now. Bye. For a little short one, and it's painted just to seal the openings. That's all, and seal the cork road bed. But that's all down right now, and the next thing is I'll go ahead and put the track back in, and I'll show you the result. Thanks for watching. Here's the next part. You'll notice that the track is back in place. The track feeders with a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth. We're refed back up through the holes that I drilled. And the track was put back in place. And you'll notice I use track nails. I've always used track nails. I just like them. And when I started this layout, I think I bought MB Klein out of all the track nails that they had. So I had thousands of them. And there's probably several thousand in this layout. But I like it because it's easy to pull up, change things just like this. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to solder this together, and then if I don't have any shorts on the track, we'll go ahead and run a quickie test. More later. Bye. Okay, what we're going to do now is a brief test of everything. Make sure this is kind of the final test. And down here, I don't know if I get my hand down in there, you'll see there's a, if I remember right, that's an S4 switcher. I think it's an Atlas. And then I got a couple of new New York Central related box cars, 50-foot box cars that I got from N-Scale Supply in the used side, so at a good price. But anyway, here we're going to go check the straight back up into the original siding track. Of course, we've got the left-hand turnout in there where we used to have a right-hand turnout. These are Peco power routing. So you'll see the white insulated rail joiners there, and that basically shows you where the power break is. And so each of the subsequent tracks need their own feeder, which I soldered before this test. And check continuity. A lot of things to double check just to make sure there's no shorts and anything like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'll briefly step in front of the camera, change the turnout, and then we'll back in to the new siding that the left turnout provides us. So everything's good. I know it's good. So alrighty then. So that's the end of the testing for the addition of the adjusted siding for the Santa Fe Freight House. And so as soon as I get that building wired up with lighting and such, we'll go ahead and I'll do a final video of that one. and whether or not the lights will be shown this time or not, I don't know, because I got to figure out where I got to put all the controls for the lighting across the whole front of the layout. So, but anyway, thanks again. Bye.